స్టార్ట్ మీటింగ్ అని ఉంది. ఫోర్త్ ఈసీఎంసి ఐఓఎంపి సెషన్ 1, ఫోర్త్ ఈసీఎంబి జాయిన్ లేదు. ఒక్క నిమిషం ఉందండి. స్నూజ్ స్టార్ట్ మీటింగ్ అని ఉంది. మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్తాను చూడండి. ఈసీఎంసి ఐఓఎంపి సెషన్ 1 స్టార్ట్ మీటింగ్ అని ఉంది ఒకటి. ఇంకొకటి ఈసీఎంబి సెషన్ 1 ఉంది. ఓకే, లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ స్నూజ్ ఉంది. దాని తర్వాత గ్రీన్లో మనకి స్టార్ట్ అని వస్తుంది. ఇది సి మీద స్టార్ట్ మీద సెక్షన్ ఈసీఎంబి ఉంది. ఇంతకుముందు అది కనపడింది, ఇప్పుడు కనపడట్లేదేంటి? ఒక్క నిమిషం, నాకు ఏం కనపడుతుందో మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్తాను చూడండి. నాకు ఇక్కడ ఏం కనపడుతున్నాయి అంటే 9:30 to 1:30 ఈసీఎం బి సెషన్ 1. దాని కింద 9:30 to 1 o'clock ఈసీఎంసి ఐఓఎంపి సెషన్ 1 స్టార్ట్ ఉంది. స్టార్ట్ చేయనా? ఇబ్బంది లేదుగా స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే? బ్రౌజర్లో ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది. మళ్ళీ లేదు, అక్కడ సైన్ ఇన్ అని వచ్చి ఈమెయిల్ అడ్రస్ అడుగుతుంది. ఒకసారి ఆ ఈమెయిల్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తాను. సరే, ఇప్పుడు జాయిన్ ద ఈవెంట్ అని రీజాయిన్ అని వచ్చింది. యూ కెన్ జాయిన్ ద ఈవెంట్ నవ్ అని రీజాయిన్ అని ఉంది. సరే, లాగిన్. ఓకే 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 సార్. ఇది డిస్కనెక్ట్ చేయనా? సరే సార్. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ మా. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ మా, కెన్ యూ హియర్ మీ? One minute ma. One minute ma.
Good morning all. The session will start in 10 minutes. Still the participants are joining. Please be with us.
sir, Kashi sir, guide is not required, or it's not guide is not required here. Or, okay, okay. So no internal guide that. That's what I am telling. Okay, okay. At least you, yeah, that's fine. At least you might have mentioned your internal guide if someone is asking. That might have given more. Okay. Yeah. The, this is for other batches also, not for you like specifically. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please proceed. Proceed.
Good morning once again. Dear participants, the session will start at
Who's
10:20.
the host?
Still the participants are joining. Please bear with me.
ECM 4 మీద చేంజ్ రోల్ సార్ ECM 4 I'm making it as I'm making it as make post. Okay. Yeah. Pravalika, who is that? What are the names? Anila, it's a nice presentation, ma. Like you made like slides and all very good. But one suggestion, whenever you are taking slides or
Hello.
images,
Good morning, my dear
some
participants.
like original image should not
Welcome
be
to
there.
the
You may have to
1 week
remake.
faculty
You can
development
acknowledge that.
program on
Otherwise, you should
emerging
acknowledge
in
as it is.
trends in IoT.
That is one suggestion.
Firstly,
And can
I
you
would like to extend gratitude
variants of
on behalf
these
of
machine learning algorithms
all
that you mentioned,
attendees
supervised
to
and unsupervised, right?
our principal of
So only
BISET
two
and
algorithms are there.
HOD
Any
of
suggestions
ECE
are there? Any other team are also there?
who have granted us permission to conduct this event. Now, I am before
Look at
you
slide
to
one's
give
classification of
brief
machine learning
overview
algorithms.
about the college.
Yeah, supervised and unsupervised. What could be the third one?
Swiss College of Engineering and Technology,
Same thing.
established in the
Reinforcement
year
learning algorithm.
1998
What is the difference
by
between
Sri Nirmanuri Educational Society,
yes,
promotes
Shahana?
quality in
Shahana?
professional
Can you
education.
hear me, ma?
WISET
Can you tell me
committed
what are the
to promote
difficulties that you had in this
technical
machine
and
learning algorithm?
management education in
What are the
Prakasam district.
challenges that you faced?
College is an autonomous college. The college is applied to JNTU Kakinada, approved by ASCTE New Delhi. It is twice accredited by NBA, accredited by NAC with high score. UGC recognized and an ISO 9001 2008 certified institute. In its constant
Okay,
pursuit of
any other
quality
someone
education,
from your team?
the college has created infrastructural
Srinika,
facilities and
Srinikanta,
established
Vasuki, like
advanced
what are the challenges
laboratories
you faced
like NI Lab,
and how you solved it?
Automation Lab, Dassault System Lab, Embedded System Lab, DSP Lab, Center of Excellence in Image
When you
Processing,
say challenges, it should
Networking,
be our
and Antenna.
resource constraints. Otherwise,
Dealing
you should tell us
contemporary
that in the
technologies.
execution, what are the technical challenges we
Peace
faced?
Engineering and Technology has emerged as a center of excellence
And
in
Anila,
engineering education.
what is the source of your
The
data set?
college is growing group in phases with additional branches and additional intake over the period of last 22 years.
Okay, they have
The college
provided. That's fine.
present 6 UG,
They have
BTech,
provided. So from
10
Citibank,
MTech,
Citibank
MBA,
Public
and
Sector,
MCA courses.
other banks.
As with an annual intake of 1458, the college has an extent of
Srini,
12.5 across.
what you have done in your pre-processing, can you share?
So now I am before you to give a brief overview
As a
about
part
the
of
department.
pre-processing your data, what kind of things
The
you have
Department
done?
of Electronics and Communication Engineering was started in the year 1900. University incorporates latest developments in electronics and communication systems, VLSI and embedded systems, networking and allied fields in a dynamic fashion so that the student is exposed to the latest advancements during the program.
You
The
request the
department is being twice accredited by NBA, recognized
okay. I'm getting
center by
some noise from your
JNTUK,
side. I don't know
and having
who's the
autonomous
talking. What
status.
is your thing? And
The
students
department is also offering 3 PG programs,
What is the
MTech in Digital Systems and Computer Electronics,
have you gone through any literature?
and VLSI and Embedded Systems. The advanced laboratory
Kind of thing or any
AICTE and funded projects to the faculty by AICTE, UGC, DST.
references.
Recording in progress.
I request Head of the Department of ECE to address the gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Pavan, program coordinator of today's FDP program. I hope my audio is clear. Respected Principal Sir, Dr. C.V. Subbarao Garu of PISIT and Program Coordinators of 1 Week FDP on Emerging Trends in IoT, Mr. Pavan and Srimati Anita, and my dear participants, good morning to all. On behalf of ECE Department and Quiz College of Engineering, hearty welcome to the 1 Week FDP program on emerging trends in IoT. It starts from today, 22/6/2021 to ends at 27/6/2021. It's my pleasure to give brief overview of the program. Nowadays, IoT become a great buzzword of today's technology. It changes the current era of communication and makes the human life more compatible.
No, what is the
And as a saying, I always used to believe this saying is, if faculty develops, indeed causes the student development, with will lead with nation development. So if the faculty develops, automatically that reflects on the students' mindset. The development in the students will always lead to the overall development of the nation. This is always very important saying. We have to be happy with our having of noble profession as a teaching faculty, as a team. So in the today's section, this 1 week FDP program, we are going to addressing various points related to the IoT. What are the artificial intelligence importance in the IoT technology, and what are the antennas are used to designing of IoT, and how what are the applicational areas once the IoT system is established in various environments like disease prediction, like home automation, like designing of internet of drone things, etc. And what are the emerging trends in IoT with the microcontroller section using of FPGA models. So various topics we want to address in the development of the IoT technology. In addition to that, finally, once the faculty is educated and had supporting of knowledge with all these topics, the final outcome is how to publish our idea, how our idea can be patentable. So that's why I also planned to conduct one section, especially on the patents, how to file a patent. Because generally the education or the knowledge will be assessed what is the outcome of our final achievement that can be assessed for the achievement of the faculties. So thank you for everyone. Really enormous responses we received. Almost 528 participants are registered for this 1 week faculty development program. So every day we hope the section you will definitely gain more and more knowledge. So finally at the end of the section, definitely you will get the bag of the knowledge on IoT section. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Now I'm hand over to the Mr. Pavan to continue the session.
Thank you
Any
for
questions?
valuable suggestion. Next, now I request Principal Sir of PISIT to address the gathering.
Sir. Sir.
Yeah,
Kasi sir.
thank you.
Sir, we will go for
Honorable President Sri Nadanur Educational Society, Sri Nageshwar Rao Garu, and Honorable Chairman SNES, Dr. N.S. Kalyan Chakravarti Garu, Head of the Department, ECE, of course, Vice Principal Dr. Prashant Garu, the other Head of the Departments of the Institute, faculty members, I welcome all of you to this workshop. Hope Bindu, you can conduct in a useful manner. Definitely, it helps all the faculty members. So please excuse me, I have other engagement with the AICT. So Bindu, you please carry on, Amma. If time permits, I will join you later in other day. So I thank all the participants. Huh?
సరే సరే సార్ ఓకే
Yeah, Bindu, you please take over, Amma.
ఓకే సార్
Thank you, Principal Sir. Next, I hand over to Mrs. Sanita.
Thank you, Mr. Pavan, for giving this opportunity. I feel privileged and so glad to introduce our honorable guest speaker, Mr. K. Pradeep.
ఏమి మీరు చూసుకుంటారుగా రిపోర్ట్స్
Mr. K. Pradeep, working as Senior Application Engineer in Apply World. He completed ASIC Design and Verification from NIE LIT Calicut. He completed his MTech in VLSI Design from JNTU Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh.
అంటే ఏదైనా ఉంటే పంపించండి
He completed his BTech in ECE from TISP Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh.
అంటే ఏదైనా
About his work experience, he worked as a 6-month intern for ASIC design and verification using System Verilog and UVM at Sion Semiconductor.
ఈ వేలని సరిపోతుంది
Earlier, he worked as a 1.5 year application engineer in TNet.
సారీ
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to read out brief profile of the today's guest speaker. Now the session is hand over to the department, Mr. Dr. C.H. Himabindu.
Yeah, thank you, Anita. It's a happy to hear profile of the today's guest speaker. So sorry, I want to discuss something. I missed to discuss about few points related to the program. First of all, I want to extend my sincere thanks to the team, resource persons who accepted to take the sections. So I want to extend on behalf of the Quiz College and Department of ECE about the chief guest speakers of the sections. So I want to extend my thanks to the Dr. Noorjilla bint Mohammad Noor. I hope you all received the schedule. Today's section, morning section, is completely taken care by the Mr. Pradeep. One second, please. The session will be taken care by the Mr. Pradeep on emerging trends in IoT using FPGA. Then afternoon section, today's afternoon section will start at 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Mr. Puneet Kumar Mishra, he is a great eminent personality of IEEE R10. I hope whoever the members of IEEE definitely knows him very well about Mr. Puneet Kumar Mishra. He is going to deliver the section on emerging trends in satellite antennas, future backbone of IoT. He is one of the famous scientists in ISRO, Bangalore section. Tomorrow morning, again, the session will start at 10 o'clock by Dr. Anand Nair, one of the famous professor in the Vietnam College, Vietnam University. He is going to deliver about the session on Internet of Drone Things. He bagged almost 32 patents, both nationally and internationally. That's a great eminent personality. We are having tomorrow section also. And day after tomorrow, on 24th to 6th, 21, we are having Dr. Noorjilla bin Mohamed Noor. He is a professor in University Technology of Malaysia. She is going to deliver the section on disease prediction on designed IoT for smart agriculture. She is also art and director of IEEE, and she had lot of exposure on IoT designing and as well as the artificial intelligence in various applications. On 25th, 6/21, we have the section by Dr. Vamsi Krishna Palkuru from Finland. He is a famous CEO of Korea Technologies Limited. He is going to giving the session on antennas for IoT devices. So Later, 26/6/21, we have the session by Mr. Kiran Kinnera. He is the Senior Technical Officer, CSIR, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology. So he is also giving the session on artificial intelligence models for solving bioinformatic problems in IoT environment. And the last day of this FDP, 27/6/21, as I mentioned, the outcome of this FDP will close with publishing our idea or to get the patent or to acquire the patentability of our idea. So that ideas will be delivered by Mrs. Padmaja Devunkonda on the topic of awareness on IPR and patent filing. So I missed to address all these points. Sorry to take this section again, but I hope definitely you can enjoy. You can have a great sections with eminent personalities. Please be in time and register and participate in the section. At the end of the section, you are going to receive the feedback. So whoever fill the feedback, that is mandatory to get the e-certificate. Thank you so much. Now the section is handed over to today's guest speaker, Mr. K. Pradeep. Sir, now the session is yours. Please continue.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Govinda, ma'am. Thanks for giving this opportunity for this college. Is my screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You can proceed. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Very good morning, one and all who are participating in this FTP program on Friday for the emerging technologies in IoT. So today I was discussing about the emerging technologies and IoT using Xilinx FPGAs. So how we want to relate the FPGAs with IoT applications, and what type of hardware we want to use, and how we want to program the FPGA with respect to cloud systems we want to see today's session. Okay, so giving a little much introduction with my company. First of all, my co-founder is Ramesh Naidu sir, who is established the company in 2018. He is a well experienced in industrial level, and we are located in Hyderabad and Vijayawada, and we are having multiple technologies partners we are having, like NVIDIA, Xilinx, Mentor Graphics, ANSYS, and Speedboat for the embedded applications in the real-time simulation and testing purpose. And we are also using the applications for IoT like LoRaWAN and LoRa. These are the very high-end applications for the long range of communications, which is used for the IoT sector. Okay, present days we are using this instead of basic elements like GPU communication, or you can call it as a Bluetooth communication for IoT clouding. Instead of the long range distance like around 10 kilometers or around 5 kilometers range of communications, we are using the LoRa and LoRaWAN applications. Right. We are also established so many things. We can see, you can observe this is a prototyping mission for establishing your own PCB design board. Okay, this mission is also established in so many colleges right now. You can see the entire whole setup held in JNTU Hyderabad for a individual lab from pick and place also in the PCB design boarding. Okay, so we are always concentrating on academics in different vendors and different sectors like VLSI and AI, artificial intelligence, IoT lab setups, and DSP. Not only that, we are also making an antenna prototyping by using PCB missions. Okay, PCB missions. So we also provide the 3D printers. Also, we also provide the softwares for the colleges, academic colleges. So from the last year of 2020 onwards, when the COVID has been hit, we also make some hardware implementation for face recognitions and distance monitoring for the IoT based by using a LoRaWAN. So we developed our own prototyping machine application for the real world. Okay, so the same real-time application by using that IoT applications in Rajahmundry in your the cultivation factors, we use it for monitoring of the moisture sensor, or we want to use the how much of moisture has been there in the ground and what is the water level we want to provide. The by using the IoT applications, we use it there. And we also use the animal animal monitoring also in Jharkhand for the forest area region. Okay, by using the IoT applications in LoRa application. So we are also few customers are available with so many application oriented. We established with them. One of the few are I listed here. So we are also provided the internships and training programs and in-house and on-site programs also we are conducting. We want to visit the colleges. Basically, right now in the COVID situations, we are not. But most probably, for after COVID, we want to visit the colleges and we can make some training sessions. And we also receive the students from our side in our college, in our office, like Hyderabad and Vijayawada, and we can give some internship training programs also. So this is my feedback link for few last few sessions by conducting our own agenda for the different types of programs, like not only Xilinx embedded systems. We also conducted mental graphics trainings in online sessions. These are the feedback we are received till today. So coming to today's agenda, I'm giving very short brief intro of this PPT, and I will start with a real-time example which is held in by using a tool application and what type of hardware I want to take, we want to see. So basic introduction of FPGA I want to discuss, and right now what are the different types of FPGAs architectures are held, and Zinc architectures are held, and SOC applications we want to see each and every factor. Okay, what is an IP, and step-by-step procedure of VLSI design. So coming to that, if you are taking an FPGA, you know that FPGA is a field programmable gate array, but why FPGAs are comes into the picture. Before FPGA, what is there, and what is the actual step-by-step procedure or actual design what we want to do. So we want to know about the first device of configuration of logic has been held or not, we want to say. But while considering that PLD, like a programmable logic design or programmable logic array, has held in about 1970s, but the design has been taken place in 1980s. Later on, the PLDs are known as FPGAs, field programmable gate arrays, in 1985. Okay, so in between that, what will happen and how the variation has been come, we want to see what is the PLDs. There is always also known as FPGA, FPLD. Okay, logic, programmable logic devices, which is programmed to the chip for the application in the different logical sector. Okay, so the purpose of this implementation has been held to implement the single devices in a digital logic design to capture the reprogramming and erasable content in a new designs. If you want to plug and play, then automatically the program has been erased, and when I want to play with the programming sector, it want to reprogram the new design of the circuit in PLD. Okay, so this implementation has been held with a low cost of factors. Then the type of PLDs are like this, very small programmable logic in terms of programming. In SPLDs, we also known as RAMs, PL, programmable logic array, and programmable gate logics. There are this thing we are having. We can see that one of the IC name called PLD version. Okay, later on this IC has held with high capable capacity programmable logic devices. Okay, these high capabilities are nothing but CPLDs and FPGAs. Okay, so like this, the evaluation of the design of programming has been held in the starting of 1972 till today. We are using the FPGAs. In between the PLDs, PALs, PLBs, and CPLDs are comes into the picture and vanish in the picture. But right now we are always focusing on the high speed applications to transfer the data from very fast. We are using FPGAs. Okay, so coming to the picture, the architecture and implementation part, you can see the inner architecture of the FPGAs, how it looks like. We can explain here. So this is the CLBs are there in 7 series architecture. If you consider this is an integrated, this entire chip has been an FPGA. If we are considering this is an FPGA, okay, in that one dimensional box is nothing but your CLB. Okay, combinational logic blocks. In that CLB, which is having a switch matrix and 2 slices are available with respect to communicating with multiple eras. So the the CLBs are constructed by using either CLB LL or CLB LM. Either it is a CLB LL or CLB LM. Either it will be CLB LL or CLB LM. So we call it as a CLB. We call it as a CLB. LL means logic. LM means logic and memory. That means we require some memory elements also inside the design. So we require some memory slices like DSP slices. We required to program the signal monitoring like DSP applications and image processing applications. Those factors we require some memory elements inside the design. Okay, so where LL means logic slices, general slices it will held. So these slices looks like instead of slices we are having that LUTs, muxes, carriers which is held in here. So this is the 4 input LUT, this is a carrier, this is a mux, this is a carrier chain. We are giving the information of 2-bit, it is a 2-bit full adder. It is a 2-bit full adder I given here. Okay, I given the LUT representation of entire single slice of a 2-bit full adder held in here. So if you are considering the slices again, there are 2 types of slices we are already discussed. So the slices are looks like this. So coming to the technologies, for example, in previous coming to the 7 series architectures, so previous we are having 6 series architecture. 6 series architectures. We know that 6 series architectures as Spartan 6 or Spartan 3A. Okay, this is the 3 series and Vertex 6 is there, V6. Vertex 6 is available. So this 6 series architecture has designed by using 45 nanometer technology. Later on, the 7 series comes with a technology rate of 28 nanometer technology. If you think you are having a transistor, the transistor is consisting of a channel from source to drain region. This is your channel. The length has been increased, has been very much narrow. If you are thinking it is a very much narrow, that means this much of length is happened. While your technology has been increases, this length is equals to nothing but your nanometer. Okay, the length is equals to your nanometer. For example, the channel is having right now it is 28. What I mentioned here, it is 28 nanometer. Before it is 45, then it is a 28 nanometer. Then what will happen? So the drastic change in between the voltage rate of your gate voltage. If you are thinking there is a gate voltage is there, G. If you are applying instead of 5 volt supply, you want to reduce very less voltage around 1.8 volts. But why it happen to 1.8 volts means if the conduction between the channel to flow the electrons from the source to drain region, then you want to focus the conduction will be happened with a certain voltage. The voltage must be applicable at source to gate region or gate to drain region with the voltage range of 1.8 volts is sufficient. If you want to give the highest voltage like every time 5 volts, the flow of electrons will be very high and maybe a pinch off will be happen. The flow of electrons will not be conductor and it will be heated the circuit and it will be heated the circuit and the circuit will not be progressed or the transistor will not be progressed and it will not be useful and it will not be useful. So the channel length is very narrow when compared to very narrow. Then you want to make sure that the certain range of voltage you want to apply in that gate source voltage. So based on that, the 7 series has been comes into the picture for the factor of application in the design sources. So if the 7 series is always focusing on low voltages, it starts with 3.3 volts to maximum is 3.3 and minimum is 1.8 volts. In between this voltage rate, we are operating the design, but in 45 nanometers of 6 series FPGAs, we are using a voltage range of 5 volts supply. A voltage range of 5 volts supply to in on around 3.5 volts supply. Okay, this is the maximum voltage we are applying there. But considering the narrow of your technology, we are started with a 7 series architecture for a low power application, for a low power applications. So this is the factor we are always concentrating on the research oriented, how much power you are consumed for your design in the projects. So this is the factor we are concentrating on that, and here we are having a 7 series architectures like Vertex 7, Kintex 7, Spartan 7, and I can explain each and everything. Later we are having a 20 nanometer with an ultra scale of architectures are there like Kintex and Vertex. Then we are having 16 nanometer. Here we are concentrating on ultra scale plus. Ultra scale plus are existing. If you are thinking the regional internal architectures of each and every FPGA like Artex, Kintex and Vertex, these are the FPGAs we are having. But coming to the Zinc, but Zinc is an SOC system on chip. Zinc is an SOC system on chip. So we are elaborately considering for a low power and cost wise and industrial standard pricings and industrial high end system performances, we are using the Vertex, Kintex and Artex. Kintex and Artex. So according to this, there are so many factors we are always focusing on, like logical circuit, logic cells, like we are having how many logic resources are available, and block RAM cells, DSP slices, transducers, and memory constants and IOs. And most importantly, we are always concentrating on low power applications. So how much of voltage we want to apply for the input and output factors we can see. So for Artex series, you are always applying 3.3 volts, and Kintex it is varying from 3.3 to 1.8, and Vertex also it is varying 3.3 to 1.8, but in Zinc also it is varying 3.3 to 1.8. Okay, these are the factors you are always concentrating on, and you are also concentrating on the memory factors. That means you want to make sure some bit files has been stored, or you want to make sure some image has been captured by using this much of bits per megabits per seconds or like that. You want to perform the data of transmission has been held in the design. Okay. So the cost and variation, if you are considering for different sort of FPGAs, so always the low cost is an Artex 7 and the high cost is a Vertex 7, and the medium has been held in Kintex architecture FPGAs. So the performance was, if you are highlighting, the performance is given by the Vertex when compared to Artex. So the industrial standard board is an Vertex and an academic standard board is an Artex. In between that research oriented things, we can hold with an index architectures. Index architectures. So here we can give you the internal information of an RTX7 family with highlighted words like CLBs, block RAMs, clocked clock multiple thresholds, and FIFO, first in first out logics, and DSP slices, how it looks like. So now if we are considering with a LUT architecture, it is a 6 input LUT we are showing in the constructing of 5 input LUT and a 1 mux. So this is an internal architecture of an single 6 input LUT architecture. So if you are constructed by using a full adder, so you can easily hold with A, B, C and sum and carry. So you require only the utilization of area inside the design as held with a single input, one 6 input LUT. One 6 input LUT. So now if you are having a multiplexers. So here see, this is your slice looks like. The slice consisting of 4 LUTs, and it is having a carriers, and it is having a muxers, and it is having a D flip-flops. So this is the slice I am showing here, slice. So the slice is linked with a carrier chains. These are the carrier chains you are having, and these are the slice flip-flops and latches. So these are the flip-flops and latches we are having. Okay, this is the entire single slice in a either it may be a logic slice or it may be a memory slice, but the slice is consisting inside the CLB. So the slice architecture looks like this. It is having a 4 6-input LUTs, multiplexers, carriers, and we are having a cascade path of flip-flops also available inside the design of a single slice. Now coming to the 7 series architecture of SmartRun, if you are taking a logical resources, then how much of what is the part number, what is the logic and series and CLB count and memory constraints you want to focusing on, what is the RAM size, FIFO, block RAM, and you want to concentrating on clock resources, you want to concentrating on IO resources. So the resources we want to focus. So I'm showing that different I'm showing the different part numbers of different things, like XC means Xilinx, C for commercial, 7 for 7 series, and S for SmartRun 6. If you are comparing SmartRun, and here it is a 6 means it's a logic resources. Okay, maybe in terms of thousands or in terms of what, based on the value if you are getting. If it is a 6, it is a 6,000. It is a 6,000. Here it is a 12,000, approximately 15,000 resources. 25 means here it is having the 25. 50 means here to 20 to 52,000. Like that, you can have so many resources are there, and number of slices and CLBs have been constructed. According to that, you want to select what type of hardware you want to program for your design. You want to select based on these resource factors. You want to select the FPGA. Right? So I'm getting this information from this site, Xilinx, because all FPGAs has been designed in Xilinx, company. The Xilinx company. So from that I taken the all sort of information. So coming to that evolution thing, if you are thinking that evolution, how it looks like and how the first FPGA starts, so we see that already 1985 the FPGA has been held. Before that we are having 1970, 1980. There is a programmable gated arrays and programmable logic devices has been taken place. Then 1985 we first see the FPGA in the industrial level. Then the evolution has been goes around and around. Now it's held with SOC. Then it's go with an RF SOC and MP SOCs. Now it's held stuck at ACAP. Okay, ACAP. So the evolution has been taken place. The evolution has been taken place in this era. So we can up to Morse law is a very sufficient era for up to 2011, but up to it is comes with 2014 as per my knowledge concern. Then after 2015 onwards, the era has been stated for SOC applications for multiple design factors included in the design. So if it is an ACAP, the Advanced Computation Access Platform, so looks like the architecture is held in this. This architecture consisting of AI, artificial intelligence mission, next generation programmables. This is a part of an FPGA and application process, real-time processes. That means here you are using some microcontroller or microprocessor applications has been done, and RF, A to D or DTA converters and the general purpose GPIOs has been there. So these are the factors we are considering, but this factor of the health design has been based on 7 nanometer technology, FinFET technologies. So this ICs has been designed by using 7 nanometer. So if you are observed in our latest smart mobile phones, you can consider the futures. In that futures they are mentioned some nanometer, some factor of nanometer. That factor of nanometer is nothing but your technology file. The factor of nanometer is consider your technology file. For example, in OnePlus there is a 7 nanometer technology file. Some OnePlus 80 for the recent coming already existing mobile phones, they are having 7 nanometer technology file. According to the 7 nanometer technology file, you can easily understand those technology files are held with a FinFET factor. So if you are considering this 7 nanometer and 16 nanometer FPGA, there is a very drastic change in between these two, like FPGA and ACAP. You can then machine learning and in also that 5G communication sector for wireless communications, and in the factor of power, very less power it is occurring when compared to the FPGA. When compared to the FPGA, ACP is having a very low power at around 40% of power consumption has been reduced in the factor of pure form of FPGA to ACP. So this is the latest trend right now, right away has been held in these designs. Okay. So coming to that Zinc architecture, so the Zinc is nothing but an SOC. Zinc is also known as SOC, system on chip. So the Zinc is consisting of two parts. One is your PS system, that means processing system. Another is your programmable logic. This programmable logic is also nothing but an FPGA, and this is nothing but your ARM processor. So here we are using a dual core ARM processor of Cortex A9. Inside the design we are using dual core ARM Cortex A9. So here the communication between that PS system and PL system, the channel of communication has held within a AMBA architecture. This is an AMBA architecture as an interface for both the systems.
Jagdish,
So AMBA means Advanced Microcontroller Bus Architecture. Advanced Microcontroller Bus Architecture. This is a architecture which is held between these two. So in that Advanced Microcontroller Bus Architecture, they are using an interface called AXI4. AXI.
Rashmi, can you hear me, ma?
They are using an AXI4 architecture interface has been used.
Source of your device.
Advanced extendable interface. AXI means advanced extensionable interface has been used to communicate the channels from the PS system and PL. Okay, PS system and PL. There are also the interfacing has held with
What is that?
SPI, I2C protocol, CAN, UART, general purpose IOs, and you are having many factors like USB protocol and Ethernet. Ethernet is also held with the PS system but the XADs is always held within PL system, and also PCI Express is also held here. Another type of protocol we are having,
So directly
that
they
is
are
called
giving
PCI
numbers
Express. When
whenever you do
GPIO is there,
displacement and what is that speed? What is the other
there is a
parameter?
GPIO was there. The general purpose GPIO was pins with respect to the highest voltage compared to the speed of 1.8 volts are being held in this design. Okay, so how we
Jagdish, can you hear me?
differentiate? How we differentiate this factor? Okay, we can see how we differentiate this factor. So if you are always focusing on PL side, the differentiation has been in 7 series FPGAs with the architecture of Artex and Kintex, an architecture of Artex and Kintex. We differentiate by using 7Z010 and 7Z020 are the Artex family, and 7Z030 and 7Z040 are the Kintex family. We can differentiate this in the SOC. So the SOC is not only with respect to only dual core, which is having quad core. It is having multiple 8 cores are also available in the ultra scale and ultra scale plus FPGAs for RF SOCs, RF SOCs and MP SOC.
Yeah.
So inside that, the so many multiple applications, like applications you want to deal with communication sector, like what you called it as optical communication, OC. Optical communication channels has been established for high range of communications to transfer the bit from without losing the factors, without losing the factors.
Your
Okay,
voice is
so
breaking.
many things we are always concentrating on these RF and MPSOs is always held with
Can you repeat
a
it?
communication sector designs, a communication sector designs. Okay, so those are the things. And coming to the design flow, so this is the design. If you want to identify the problem statement, then you want to write the truth table, then you want to write problem statements is nothing but you are taking some for example some something like a basic problem, like a 4-bit
Okay, this is your
a
industry
4-bit
basic mini project.
full adder, a 4-bit full adder. If you are considering a
So what
4-bit
is the
full adder,
name of this
this is your problem statement. According to the problem, you are having multiple inputs and outputs.
anywhere
That means 4-bit means A is equals to 4, B is equals to 4, C equals to 1, sum is equals to 4 for the output, carry equals to 1, C out. Okay. So according like this, you want to identify and you want to make sure the
what
truth
are the
table for
difficulties you
that,
faced in this?
and you are assigning some inputs and output expressions to identify that. Like for example, sum is equals to A XOR B XOR C, carry is equal to
But
AB
architect
plus
has given
BC
process
plus
data only given.
CA. This is an expression for the full adder. So based on these expressions, yeah, you want to make sure that by truth table in the Boolean expressions. So after Boolean expression has been
Process is
taken
done
place,
only in Python.
then you want to identify the minimum possible extent. For example, this is an extent you can think, you can stop, or otherwise you can simplify by using so many factors. The factors like K-map,
But
the factors like
okay,
Kuhn-McCluskey method,
sir,
the factors like
sir,
tabulation method.
sir, done,
Like
sir.
that, you want to identify to reduce the
Yeah,
expression
done,
for
sir,
the
done, sir.
minimum letters, minimum possible letters. Like okay, so if you are thinking the possible minimum letters has been taken place, possible minimum letters, least possible minimum letters, based on that least possible minimum letters, you want to draw the RTL, resistor transfer level logic. That means nothing but you are drawing a gate level logic. Sum is equal to A XOR, you want to draw the sum is equal to A XOR B, A XOR B, A, B, and another XOR gate. This is your sum. Okay. So this is your RTL diagram, gate level logic diagram. This is your RTL diagram, gate level logic. For this diagram, you want to develop one HDL code. HDL means nothing but either in terms of VHDL or in terms of Verilog. You want to go for either VHDL or in terms of Verilog concentration. For based on this factor, after writing description, you want to simulate, identify the functional response, and you want to identify the area and delay factors. If you are satisfied with that, you are debugging into the FPGA. You are debugging into the FPGA. So after debugging, what will happen is that IC is ready because we are designing the entire factor for an integrated circuit. So after debugging the FPGA, the IC is ready means we are not saying the IC is not ready. We just tested. We just tested the code. We just tested the application or a code. So if your testing has been done properly and you are satisfied with the testing, then you can go for the next level of processing in VLSI design. That level of processing of VLSI design is nothing but schematics. That means you want to represent the XOR gate with respect to either transistor level circuit, either a transistor level circuit. I am representing an AND gate here simply. This is your NAND gate representation of a transistor level circuit. Okay. So it's CMOS logic, transistor level circuit in CMOS logic. We are having different types of transistors to optimize the functionality responses and in terms of area, power, and delay factors. Area, power, and delay factors. Then we are good with the simulation results, and you can go for that same for the layout factor. Layout for the circuit or for the circuit. Here the layout, why we are going to layout purpose means in that by using this layout only we want to generate our IC. We want to generate our IC. For the layout there are another types of verifications like DRC, RVA, LVS and PEX factors are there. So these are the factors you want to identify that. And then you want to give the GDSII. You want to give GDSII file to the fab unit, fab, to make an integrated circuit. To make an integrated circuit. This is the general information I am giving for the FPGA VLSI design flow. Okay. So now we want to see the rest of it. So I'm opening my hardware tool.